Hello, I'm here today with Tim Miller, and we're going to have a little chat about some of the things he's been up to. And for those of you that don't know Tim, and he's going to tell you all about who he is and what he does and his passions. And over to you, Tim. So tell us a little bit about you.
Morning, Ivan. I am Tim. I am the founder of Bouldershack in Southampton. It is my work, I guess. I guess I've worked in the climbing industry for 25 years, but I'm a climber in my heart. That's my main thing. And yeah, just I really enjoy being a part of the community in Southampton with Bouldershack, which is a climbing centre, but it's a community centre, and it's brought a lot of people together. So that's been my main thing. And businessman, I enjoy. I've set up a few businesses over the years, and I enjoy, setting up business. But at the moment, Bouldershack is the main thing.
And and what led you to build or go to Bouldershack and create Bouldershack and yeah, what is it exactly?
So it's funny. I was at university at the time, and I was working in St Mary's Leisure Centre in Southampton, and ended up through one thing or another running the climbing wall that was in the building there, and it got to a point where you just couldn't get any more people in it. It was so busy, and it was a squash court with 19 rope lines and a little boulder wall, and it was great. Myself and Frank, who was working with me a lot of the time, we would just every night of the week had junior climbing clubs, kids parties. It was just hectic, and it got to a point where too many people had said to me, I think a little bit tongue in cheek, "Come on, Tim, when are you going to build a bigger place?" At some point, I thought, well, actually, we're going to grow to the demand, which is a brilliant way to grow a business. To meet the existing demand that's already there. That was it. I spent a little bit of time looking around, found a warehouse, and it's 12,500 square feet at Bouldershack. We've got a cafe, a fitness suite, and there's that stuff going on. Really great community space, and yeah, we kind of got the community down who built a lot of the wall for us, or with us, and that was 10 years ago now. So it's had its ups and downs. We've been through some times, and I think, well, with everything that makes you stronger, right? So
Is it a public company? Is it?
it's a limited company. I'm the sole owner director, and so we this year has been a year. Has been a year.
Difficult year, good year.
Can it be both of those in a way?
It can.
Yes.
It can. I mean, what sort of challenges have you had this year? What do you think your main challenges going into next year?
I think at the beginning of this year, I knew I found out in January that another climbing wall, the hangar, was going to be coming to Southampton and opening up. And when I look back all those years ago when we moved from the St Mary's Leisure Centre to Bouldershack, and we had the privilege of having Southampton to ourselves, and creating a load of new climbers and community, and it's been amazing. And over time, we've seen Parthian come down to Nursling, fantastic wall, and actually they've just been bought by the Font, and it's a great wall, and the hangar comes to town, and also a great wall, but it's created a greater sense of competition, and I say competition, it stretched us a bit, and I think when the hangar opened earlier this year, like we felt that immediately. So I did see it, we knew it was coming, and in preparation for that, we made some changes to the business and to mitigate the storm that was coming as best possible. But ultimately, yeah. So it's a limited company, and we've just recently moved to not-for-profit as well.
Not-for-profit. That's good. So the other companies, are they independent like you, or?
No, they're part of chains,
Right.
which I think is like the industry is changing. The climbing industry has historically been set up by dirtbag climbers like myself, perhaps, who enjoy a bit of business, who enjoy a bit of climbing, and have responded to the demand of the market. And now what we're seeing is venture capitalist backed companies that are coming in and recognizing that there's a future in this industry. And I think, that's a part of the wider conversation of where the service industry is going now. But it's a good thing. It's professionalizing the industry, but we have got to a point where we are saturated and we've plateaued, and all these words around how and why we've got to a point where it's not an easy street. It's a tough gig, but like it's made me stronger. I'm going to go off on a tangent here.
Go ahead, please do.
I ski. I skied for years, right?
Okay. You're clearly a sportsman, yes.
I love being in the mountains. Yeah, sure. So it's a very privileged thing to do, to be able to go skiing, and I've loved it. And I think I'm not a bad skier. I'm pretty good. I can throw myself down most slopes, and I think when I look back, I've skied many years, worked ski seasons and things, and I pride myself in being able to, go fast down black runs, not falling over too much. Like, that's great. And I skied for 2 weeks, about 10 years ago, 15 years ago. And I happened to tie it together where I had a week with my family and then a week with my uni friends at the time, or a bit of a reunion. And in the first week, I skied with my family, and I thought I was doing skiing down, doing my thing. I didn't fall over much that week at all. Maybe once, I don't know, but like hardly at all. And then the next week, I skied with my uni friends, and one of them, Ollie, who he's hot, he's a good skier. Now he was like, I was trying to spend all week keeping up with him, and he was like jumping off of stuff he was doing all sorts of silly things, and I'm trying to follow him because I think, well, that looks fun. I want to be like Ollie, and I ate shit that week. Like, I fell over a lot. I spent a lot of that week falling down the side of a mountain. But by the end of that week, I was a far better skier. I'd improved. I'd moved my skill set on far more in that second week. The first week with my family, when I was like kind of leader of the pack, if you like, it didn't help me at all. Like, it didn't help me progress. I was just sustaining where I was. And this year in business, like, has been tough. Like, I have fallen down the mountain, it feels, a lot this year. Like, there's been a lot of pressures, and I've dropped the ball a few times, and like, for sure. But there is no doubt in my mind that coming out of this, it has made me a better businessman. It has improved my skill set, my ability to be resilient moving forward. So in a sense, I'm grateful for the time that we've been through, and what it's done for me as a businessman. I just, like, we talked earlier about stress, and I think stress is a good thing. I thrive in that. But when it gets out of control, it's a bit tough. And it's been a little bit out of control this year, but
so what are your immediate challenges, and what's your short-term plan for the future? Bearing in mind that, if we put it together, something you're very passionate about, something you're obviously very good at, but now you've got competition that's come in, that's going to change the goalposts, if you like. So what's your next move to capture this? Because the thing is that these days children need to be more physical, don't they? And we live in a country where the weather's not great. So indoor climbing centres make great sense for kids to go to. So I think there is a market there, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think I would suspect over the next 5 to 10 years that service industries will boom and do better as the world kind of moves on. There are things that I can respond to. So what's caused challenges over the last year has been the industry has changed. There is this merging of smaller independents are being bought out by bigger companies, um, and they have advantages with centralized HR and finance and marketing. So in response to that, I've set up the Independent Climbing Wall Collective this year, which is a new business, a new initiative, I should say, that has brought independent walls across the UK together to work together to empower them as a group, as a collective. Right? So how can we be stronger by working with each other? And so now, if you go to Bouldershack Climbing Gym and take out a membership, you now have a membership that gives you access every month to go and climb for free at any of the other walls in the Independent Climb Wall Collective.
Amazing.
It's incredible. And I think, like, for me, like, it lent into all of my skills because it required working with the computer systems and developing APIs and working with getting the systems to work together. I love creating new businesses, and so that kind of really lent into my skill set there. And I've had to network with people as well, and I've learned, like, that in itself. Like, I've spoken to so many climbing wall owners around the UK over the last year whilst I've been setting this up, and I've benefited from the conversations with them. And now, as a collective moving forward, we all get to benefit through that conversation with each other. So the Independent Climb Wall Collective has shared membership from between all the walls. But we also have bulk purchasing power. We've got data that we can use to like actionable data that we can base our business decisions on. So that's really cool. So that's the industry and how we're responding to that. Moving to not-for-profit has been a real has been incredibly well received. Funnily enough, we have behaved as a not-for-profit for about 10 years,
right?
Like, since we opened. And so moving to not-for-profit actually means we change almost nothing in the way that we operate. We have to produce an annual impact report, which is great because now we get to, like, I now have to let let our customers know all the great things we're doing. And actually, we've done a load of great stuff over the years, and we don't really shout about it. So having a good excuse as to why we should shout about those things is probably...
Is it cost effective for parents or schools to use these facilities? Are there restrictions and limitations there? Are there potential challenges there for you?
Yeah, like, everything costs money. Well, not everything, but I wish for there to not be a financial barrier to participating in sports, climbing activities, and of course, we do everything we can to ensure that money isn't a barrier. I have set up another community interest company called Community Climbs. And so we use that as a way of creating. We have, like, donations that come to us through Bouldershack and through our community, and we channel that into Community Climbs so we can use that to reduce or remove financial barriers for people. But yeah, like, we want to get as many people involved as possible, and we've got junior climbing clubs, and it's a really nice thing that parents can do with their kids.
Absolutely.
There's not, whether you've got a 5-year-old or a 16-year-old, to be able to go and do something with each other where you can both work at your own level. So
and overcome challenge, which is obviously a skill set that we all need in life.
Yeah.
So what would you say the main differences are between these other corporates that are all moving in and an independent like yours, a not-for-profit independent? What are the main differences? What are the things that will help you as opposed to, or work for you rather than against you in these situations?
That's a really good question. And I sat down with Jed, the owner of, we had a Zoom chat earlier in the year, and Jed is the owner of the hangar or the CEO of the hangar that's just come to Southampton. He's a nice guy, and I was chatting with him about, I asked him exactly that, like, what can we do?
Mm.
You know, because it seemed odd to ask advice from the person who was coming to Southampton, but like, you know, we get on fine, and his advice was lean into being independent.
Right.
And I remember after the phone call thinking, okay, right, that's great advice. Lean into being independent. I thought, how do I do that? What does that even mean? Like, what is it I can do as an independent that other people can't do if you're part of a chain? And I'm still trying to work that one out a little bit. But I think setting up the Independent Climb Wall Collective was definitely a part of that. And so I want to be independent, but I also want to work with other people. And I think that has actually, there is strength in numbers. But being independent means we can pivot, we can make decisions, we can change pricing, we can do what we want as and when we want. And I think that agility as a company is really in our favour.
It's a bit like the supermarkets moving into the garages or moving into the corner shops, isn't it? They sort of take over. But some of these corner shops still survive. You know, some of these, petrol stations still independent. You know, so there's always going to be niche, isn't there? There's always going to be something. It's a question. There'll be other things you haven't thought of yet, right?
And I like a supermarket. I like the ease. Yeah, so it is.
Of course.
And I enjoy climbing at these other centres that are in Southampton as well. So it's we can all coexist. I do believe that. But the problem is when it comes down to price, and when we start competing on price, like that's where I can't have a race to the bottom. I don't have the huge backing that some of these other centres have got. I don't have pockets that are so deep that I can ride out a flipping price war. And so, like in January, we are putting the pricing up at Bouldershack, and it breaks my heart a little bit. Geez, because I don't want money to be a barrier.
No.
And it's but so we're doing the best we can to sustain, like just putting pricing up little bits in certain places. We are the only, very few walls seem to be offering on and off peak pricing. We still do, but we're just trying to bring those together a little bit. But then, also we do have community climbs as a CIC to support people where we need. So for anyone who's with Bouldershack, I would encourage them to check out community climbs if money's becoming an issue. We can do it best.
But it sounds like you're not in this for the money. You're in this because you're very passionate about it, because you enjoy it so much, you care about other people, and that's your niche, isn't it? And it's almost like support your local as opposed to the corporates that move in. And without disrespect to them, corporates are about making money, whereas perhaps you're not so much about that. You're much more about giving a service to local people, to local communities. And the other thing, because quickly about climbing is, it really teaches really a lot of benefits, isn't there? There are a lot of benefits physically and mentally to climbing and to outdoor activity in general.
I think phenomenally. The ability to push yourself to create a challenge, and it's very like you're competing with yourself on this, and so you can go down with a group of friends, and whether it's a parent or a child or what you phrase, like the challenge is very personal. And so, but yeah, just developing confidence, and it's a way of keeping fit and having fun at the same time, which, and for me, it's a means of training for going outside.
You climb as well outside.
I'm a mountaineering instructor as well. So,
okay.
Yeah, so my heart is. Well, my heart probably is on the sea cliffs of Swanage. Actually, it's
right.
That's where I've kind of sharpened.
Oh wow, okay.
And I think so with climbing, we can start indoor bouldering, and then we can get onto ropes. We can go out and climb sport climbing in Portland, and go and do some traditional climbing in Swanage. And then, if you want to go and climb some alpine routes in Scotland, and so there's just you can just keep going. There's so much to it, and I'd encourage anyone to come down and check it out.
So there's no limit to it. What sort of age should people start to embrace this type of activity?
We have tots climbing who come in from like 2 years old or something, I think, all the way through to we have an older and Boulder crew.
Okay.
Yeah, they come in on a Tuesday and Thursday morning, and it's like £7 for climbing with shoes, and you get a free cup of tea with that. And so we're encouraging, and everyone sits around and has a pasty and has a cup of tea afterwards, and it's really like from 2 years old to I think into their 80s. We've got everyone coming down and enjoying the space with each other, and yeah, it's beautiful.
And you've got a cafe, so it's a form of socialising too. I mean, I know it's a very individual sport rather than a team sport, but a lot of social activity.
That was always the thing. It was about creating somewhere between work and home. So that third space, which is where we can socialise, keep fit, have some food, and just be that bridge between work and home. And like, where do you go and spend your time as an adult when you're not at work or home? And I think quite often, I don't know, where do you go? I go to I know we go to the gym quite a bit, don't we? But I think having that social space, people come down. I swear to God, there are definitely people who come down who don't climb that much sometimes, who just come down and socialise and chat.
Yeah, of course.
And there's obviously people who come down and train really hard. We've got a really great training facility as well. We've produced, I know it's 4 young people that have gone off to GB teams.
Wow.
From Bouldershack over the years.
Okay, so
incredible.
Okay, so I didn't realise there was GB teams for this.
Yeah. Toby Roberts is the gold medalist in the Olympics.
Oh, wow.
UK. He competed with a lot of the youngsters I was training over the years. So yeah, British climbing.
Amazing. It sounds like something every child should have the opportunity to do.
They should.
They really should.
Go to bouldershack.co.uk and find out more.
No, absolutely. So yeah, I wish you all the best for the future of Bouldershack. It's, you deserve to have that business working. It's for the people. It's for communities. Has a social aspect. You're passionate about what you do. It's producing, athletes as well. So it's great mentally. It's great physically. As you know, I'm all about the mental aspect as well. So it offers so much.
On the mental side,
yes.
I should just add in on that. We have worked with various organisations like Solent Mind over the years, where we've participated in some like social prescribing, where people are coming down and using Bouldershack as a way of dealing with issues that they're having in their life, as a way of as a release. We have, I think for me, seeing the impact it's had on people's lives is genuinely incredible.
It must build confidence as well, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's
and
incredible thing.
And completing a challenge. Do you find a lot of people are fearful of heights when they start? Does that?
I mean,
if you're scared of heights, should you run to the fire and climb?
I think so.
Safe, isn't it? In terms of,
if it was boring, we wouldn't do it.
No.
And so what makes it exciting is the fact that it is a little bit unusual. Right? We shouldn't be at hundreds of meters or 5 meters off the ground.
No, absolutely. So thank you so much for your time today. I've really enjoyed this conversation. I think we've educated a lot of people, encouraging people to take up climbing with independence if they can. Is there anything you'd just like to end with here today?
Thank you. I just just really looking forward to the year ahead and all the developments that we've got coming. We've got a load of cool things that we're going to be doing with Bouldershack over the next year, just like some redevelopments and really
good things to look forward to.
Yeah, now that we're equipped, stronger for it.
So there you have it. If you have children, get them out climbing, get them out into these places like Bouldershack, where they can develop, improve their confidence, improve their physical skills. and just improve all round. And it's an indoor activity, and it's safe in those environments. So do what you can for your children. Teach them physical and mental. And thanks for watching.